And welcome back to the Goat House News. I'm your host, Curly, alongside my good friend, Mo with the gimpy leg. Mo, how you doing?
Doing pretty good,
Well, here we are, Week 8 coming up for the NFL. A lot of headlines and some key matchups to take a look at, as always. So, but let's start with some breaking news out of Tampa. Antonio Brown to the Buccaneers. How you feeling?
In theory, this is a fantastic move. We don't know what he's going to be like off the field and in the locker room. We've kind of done this before, but when he was in New England, but that could have been kind of Bill kind of trying to shoo him out the door opposed to Tom Brady. So you're kind of seeing a different Tom Brady in the locker room.
I don't think anybody wanted to throw him out the door. I think they pretty much just had to. With this off-the-field issues, they're like, we don't want to get rid of you, but we kind of...
Right, but what if he has the same exact issues? What if he starts going crazy again?
They're gonna dump him. Arians ain't gonna take his shit. He's not gonna put up with it. He's gonna kick him out the door.
That's another thing that confused me about it. At first, it said Tom Brady. Or first of all, in the offseason, when we first heard these rumors, Bruce is like, "Yeah, we don't want him. We don't need him." And then Tom apparently got him here, and then Bruce came out and said Tom had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm confused.
It's confusing. Yeah, I didn't think Arians and Antonio Brown really liked each other anymore. He coached with them in Pittsburgh, but I thought they had a little bit of smack talking going on at one point a year or two ago. So a little surprising, but he signs for a really cheap deal. Does that mean, he's not really going to care if he's obnoxious, or you think it just means he just wants to play, and it's enough with the nonsense. He wants to play.
I mean, I think he wants to play, but I don't fully understand what his deal is off the field, or what. Like, I don't understand exactly what that's a result of, where in the world that came from, because it was never who he was. That just still all confuses me. So I guess if we understood that, I'd be able to tell you, give you a better answer. I don't know.
Is there any way this is a negative? Like, you think the Buccaneers start playing? Their game changes because of this?
I don't think so.
I think
it's like a low risk, high reward.
I think some people think he could be a problem maybe in the locker room for the team, their chemistry, but I don't know if I really see that. I don't know if there's anything that really supports that. I mean, he could be a distraction to the media, but is that really going to distract the players from playing football? I don't really see that. Could happen. I don't really. This jacket is just extremely tight, by the way. I don't think
we'll get to the tailors before next week.
I don't know what they did with it, but it's driving me nuts. But in other news,
okay.
The Raiders are they're in deep caca. That's what they're in.
Yep.
So we've seen the Titans earlier in the year. They had the good old Rona. They had it. I don't know if it's good, but good old Rona. That's what I'm calling it. They had it. People wanted them fined. People wanted them suspended. They wanted them to lose draft picks. It didn't happen. Why? Because in the protocol, it didn't say, the NFL didn't say you can actually take draft picks or anything more than a fine away from teams if they kind of broke the rules. The rules weren't really in place. So the Titans were off the hook because the NFL messed up. They done messed up. And then they add those into the protocol. We can actually take away draft picks. Basically, we can penalize teams more than just fines. So then the Raiders come along. Trent Brown comes along, infecting his teammates, and he wasn't wearing his tracker device. This secret tracker device. I mean, every single NFL player has one. I wonder how much that set the NFL back. I mean, that's some high quality technology and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is because
he took off his tracker.
Right. Obviously, you can't really. You could be as safe as you want. You can't. At the end of the day, you can't control whether you get it or not. All you can do is do your part, be as safe and as clean as possible. But the fact that he took that tracker off, I think that's going to kind of. They might come down on him.
He didn't like being tracked, man. He just didn't.
It probably felt like he's wearing one of those house arrest things.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really blame him. And but it would be pretty bad for the Raiders to lose a draft pick because of one player took the tracker, the tracking device, the high quality technology and stuff off of him.
And the low quality tattoos.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the same guy?
Same guy. Trent Brown's got that tattoo. He's getting I think it's a tattoo of himself getting a good old fashioned. But in other news,
What?
Decaf Metcalf.
Decaf Metcalf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Gardner Minshew might get the boot. He might get the bench. He was looking good week 1, week 2. Maybe that's about it. Team's starting to figure him out. And now the Jaguars are saying, hey, we might bench you. We're not winning. We won week 1, and we're on a big losing streak since then. You're not getting the job done. We need more action out of you.
I wonder who their backup is.
Yeah, and that means the giraffe is. It might be Mike Glennon might be coming in there. And I'm not really a big Gardner Minshew guy, to be honest.
Right.
But Mike Glennon, like, are you kidding me?
Really? I would rather see them go the route of like signing an undrafted guy because you have a chance that he can hit and be good more so than Glennon.
There's one thing that would make sense. Like, they want to make sure they're tanking, they want to secure it, but it doesn't really make sense because they're losing as it is. If they were like kind of winning here and there, maybe sneaking some wins, Gardner Minshew's randomly playing well. They want to secure it. It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, sometimes you can tank and check out other guys to see if they're surprisingly the answer at the same time.
Right.
And that, no.
That's just a big no.
No. Not
one big long no.
Not long. Yeah, you're right on that. No. That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we got on that. I'd be surprised.
Says no.
The Jags fans were coming at me. They were coming at us that we didn't really like the Jags, but mainly Minshew, and now he might get benched for Mike Glennon. So this is.
I wonder what they're going to have to say.
Somebody told us we didn't. After week 1, somebody told us. I will remember this comment. Somebody told us we just didn't, plain and simple, didn't do enough research on the Jaguars. They haven't won since. I don't know what that research is. I don't know what.
What research is he doing? Could he pass along?
How long Mike Glennon's neck is, and Cam Newton's apparently too. We need to know. We need to know all these things.
We need to compare them.
Every quarterback's neck size, the length, the advanced studies, the research. That's what he's talking about. We didn't do it, and the Jags went on a big losing streak after. So I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But Stefan Gilmore.
Speaking of the Patriots,
wonder how long Stephon Gilmore's neck is. We didn't do the research, so I don't have it. We're sitting here empty-handed because I didn't do the research, plain and simple. But some rumors that he could be traded. And that now those rumors have turned into, they're kind of legit. He could actually, it's realistic that they're taking calls. We don't know if they're really making calls here, trade for Stephon Gilmore. I don't know if that's happening, but some serious calls have been made. They're definitely open to it. I think for a couple reasons. I think because they're realizing they can't, they can be sneaky. They could be good. Maybe they could sneak into the playoffs, but and win some games here and there. Let's be honest, and Bill knows, they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. There's only a select few that can win a Super Bowl, so you might as well look out for your future here. You might need picks. Why? Because you might need to be able to move around in the draft to get your future quarterback, because there's obviously going to be they're picky over there. There's going to be some they like much more than the others, so they might want that draft pick because they're not going to win anyways. Another thing is Gilmore, he's got a pretty good contract, but he's about to want a juicy, super juicy contract extension that has been well deserved for him. So that's gonna, and they have money right now, but they got a lot of work to do, and they're probably confident they can coach up some other corners because remember Gilmore was solid on the Buffalo Bills, but he really wasn't anywhere near as when he went to the Patriots.
True.
They coached him up. I think I think that I'm not going to say, some people think as soon as you take a Patriots guy off the Patriots, he's not as good. I don't really think that's the case here, but I think going to the Patriots made him better and kind of developed him better. So this is serious. This is serious right now. The first team I think of is Tennessee Titans. That one, it seems like another New England over there. Mike Vrabel collecting Patriots guys. They need a corner. They could afford to get rid of that first round pick. They're probably not going to pay Clowney next year, so they're going to pay Gilmore instead. It made a lot of sense. There's a lot of teams that would work. There's a lot of teams. We can sit here and list them off that can work. But this is interesting. What are you thinking?
I mean, I like the fit in Tennessee, but I feel like there is a team that's going to overpay for him, over trade for him. Because
I can see the Browns doing it.
Yeah, because the Patriots are no matter what trade happens, the Patriots are in complete the driver's seat. Period. With this trade, they're going to be able to kind of get what they want for him.
Raiders could do it.
I'm just thinking there's literally I think they can do better. Like they can get they can get. I think they're going to get a crazy pick.
It's got to be at least a first.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I think corners like this are extremely valuable because teams don't want to draft. This goes back to the draft, what I say every year. Teams don't want to draft corners. Why? Because it feels like, even first-round corners, it feels like they're so 50-50. It feels like maybe not even that, because you draft somebody in the first for them to be great. You don't draft somebody in the first for them to be good. To be great, the chances of that corner being great, they're not that high based on the past. But the thing that's a fact, I think, is these corners, they take a while to develop. It is rare to see a guy that good, like really good right away. Even look at Gilmore. He's one of many examples. He was solid on the Bills. He was solid, but he wasn't, he was inconsistent. It took him to go to the Patriots. How many years down the line of his contract for him to finally develop? So a contender would rather trade for a guy like this than, we mentioned the Titans. They drafted Christian Fulton. He's not playing. He's a good prospect. It's just one of many examples. They want a more polished guy, more ready guy in there. So that's why that made sense, and that's why he has a lot of value. So I think it'd be at least a first-round pick, at least. Well,
I want to see who's the idiots. I think
idiots. I don't know if it's. It depends on who the team is.
Right. That's what I mean. I don't think. I think he goes to a worse team for more, opposed to a instant contender, unless somebody's willing to. If a team that pay up for it.
If a team that is not a contender trades from, then yeah, I would disagree that he's I would agree that they're idiots if it's a team that is not a contender. But I think it'll be a first round. Jalen Ramsey went for 2 firsts. He might have more value.
Oh, I think he does.
Gilmore's a little better right now. It's pretty close actually now, but Ramsey being younger. More athletic.
He was still in his rookie deal, I think, at the time.
Oh, yeah. But they knew they had to extend him, and that was kind of a project as well. But interesting stuff. Trade deadline coming up. We'll have you covered. A bunch of videos are already on the channel. Plenty more to come. Talk about some matchups, and, this is what we live for. This is the game. Does it get better? Does it get any better than this?
This is going to be the biggest bashing I've ever seen. The biggest bashing. Oh, my God.
Oh, we're talking about the Jets and the Chiefs. Okay, I thought we were talking about Ravens, Steelers. Yeah, this is terrible.
This is a bash.
This is terrible. It's on the screen. I don't know how I didn't notice that.
You do that a lot.
I do that. I'm kind of
just right in front of us.
I'm just kind of just focused on in the moment. What's going on and decaf, Metcalf, and the giraffe.
Right.
And we didn't do enough research, plain and simple. So. Chiefs? You got the Chiefs?
I think that goes without saying. How many points did Jets score? Give us an over-under.
They might score some points. Over-under price set at 13.
I'm taking the under.
Taking the under? What if I set it at 10?
Taking the under.
What if I set it at 7?
Taking the over. They're good for a touchdown.
Wait, so they're under 10 and over 7? They're good for a 7.5
They're right
points.
in there. They're right
7.5.
in there. I think they
8,
scored
8.5
this week.
8.5 this week, so like 42 to 8.5. Final score. 42
oh my God.
to 8.5. Oh, this is going to be a good one right here. That's a good one. Steelers at Ravens, rival game. These fans hate each other. And
is there fans there?
Yeah, that's a good question. How many going to be there? I can't keep. I guess I didn't do enough research. Once again, I can't keep.
I think the Ravens have fans. I think the Ravens.
There's something I can't keep track of. How many fans are going to show up? Is there 0? Is there 1? Is there 2,000? It's just something I got to do more research on. Apparently,
good thing we got a stadium guy though.
Yeah, Heinz Squirts has been at Heinz Field every single week. He's been doing a fine job, I must say. But he's back. He's back. They're in Baltimore for this big matchup, but he's actually at Heinz Field. And we've been having some technical difficulties. It's been a little delayed over there. We've been calling him in, and he's got to wait a second. Right. So I believe we fixed. Do you think we got it?
We put a lot of time, effort, resources into working on the technology that goes into it.
And stuff.
So I think we got it.
All right, let's send it down to Heinz. Let us know what your thoughts on this huge matchup. Heinz, how you doing?
Ingram stinks. Lamar Jackson, he's a fraud. He's not that good. Can't throw the ball. Yannick the Gabagool, they just made a huge trade. Ooh, stinks. I'm undefeated in these Steelers picks. That's 2-0. Taking the Steelers. Easy. You got Ray Lewis killed the guy. Do we talk about that? Do we talk about that? Back to you guys.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks, Heinz.
Yeah, thanks. More research needs to be done, I think. We're going to get on top of it, though. But that guy, I think he's the good luck charm for the Steelers, and he's doing he's doing a fine job. He's doing a fine job. He's the #1 supporter, and I think the fans just continue to support him because they just keep winning with his after his performances. So there you have it. I guess the Steelers are going to win big. It's almost a guarantee at this point, right?
Easy.
Let's go on to the final matchup of the week, and this is, does it get any better than this? I think it can, actually. I'm pretty sure it can.
I think the Jets-Chiefs is a better matchup than this.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
What's going on with the Cowboys?
They're hurt, and they're bad. I don't know.
No, everyone's talking about, like, the character of the team. You lost one guy on your team and the character just crumbles?
I just don't think the coaching staff has a firm grasp. They're not firmly grasping it right now. I don't know.
These coaches suck.
McCarthy
sucks.
It's too early to give up on McCarthy, but he's not. He's not doing
I would
well.
fire him. He sucks.
They need to get rid of Nolan.
He literally lied on his resume.
Yeah.
Do you remember the introduction like press conference? Where he
was all analytics. Like, that's my problem.
Yeah, he literally said that he told Jerry in the interview process he saw every game from the season before, and then he admitted that he lied when he told him that he was trying to get a job. In that
fire him. Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
No, I think it's too early to give up on him. I would fire Mike Nolan right now, their defense coordinator, but him and McCarthy are buddies. That's a problem. So if Nolan has to stay, if McCarthy says he's not getting rid of him, then they're both gone. Because the defense, he's making like Jalen Smith look like garbage. Yep. Right, like hot caca. That's what he's making him look like, and that's a good player right there. So something's going wrong. They can't get a pass rush. DeMarcus Lawrence is declining. He's tanking. DeMarcus Lawrence is tanking for Tua. I don't know what's happening.
Isn't that his nickname?
Yeah.
That was clever.
Yeah, thanks. But, yeah, they're making players worse. I don't know. It's a mess. But the whole analytics thing, I think that was a problem. I kind of liked the signing. Then he started going in depth about analytics and PFF and at the press conference when he got hired. I'm like, I like this hire, but I'm not an analytics guy. Like, just go coach the goddamn game. Do you what you think?
This is even the thing. I'm all for analytics.
No.
I can take one good look at McCarthy. Nothing about him says analytics. The guy probably sat at home last year eating Cheetos.
Whoa, man.
What? He's probably watching the Monday night like,
the analytics told him that the Cheetos were going to pay off.
He's probably doing plays on his kitchen counter with like the ketchup bottle, the Cheetos.
I could see that.
He's like, this is genius.
Does he talk like that? Do the analytics tell him to talk like that?
That's the analytics. That's his analytics right there.
I don't know. I blame it.
Oh,
it's kind of a bold strategy because if the season doesn't work out, like I didn't do it. It was the analytics, man. Yeah. Well, I'll try next year. Last year was on the analytics. I don't know.
No, he sucks. Get him out of here.
You're done with him?
I think the Cowboys need to be just gutted. Coaching staff.
We need some shit can going on.
Everyone.
I don't know if that makes
clean
any
house.
sense, but
Clean house.
Yeah, they didn't do enough research and stuff. I don't know. They're just relying on the analytics too much. But yeah, that's not a lot of great matchups this week. But there's still some games I'm really looking forward to. I mean. Yeah, it's going to be. Last week, Week 7 was. that was a wild. That's wild, man. Have you ever seen anything more wild than that than Week 7 of 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. One matchup. First thing that comes to my mind, wild Week 7, 2020, is the Falcons just blowing it.
Well, I'm saying before. Anything besides Week 7.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing more wild was the onside kick episode they had. How many weeks ago?
Well, I guess they blew that Super Bowl that they blew. That's a little
more. That's what started it all. Wow, these guys stink. There's so many teams that just stink.
We're not picking. You were already on board not picking them ever again. Now I'm following. I think Pete went in there at some point, and
I'm on board for my own team stinks.
Yeah, they're 5-2 though.
They still stink.
There's a lot of stinkers out there. There's a lot of. There's teams. There's only I can fit in my hand. Only a handful of teams that aren't stinkers.
I can count on 2 fingers the amount of teams that are actually interested in winning a Super Bowl.
Jets, no,
not the Jets. Literally,
Giants?
Chiefs, Ravens. It's Chiefs-Ravens.
Whoa, man.
The only two teams that are interested in winning the Super Bowl. Nobody else cares.
Bucks, Steelers,
I don't think the
Titans,
Bucs organization
Packers.
truly cares.
Oh, you're out of your mind. There's more. I thought I was lowballing the amount of teams that can win.
It's a joke. The league's a joke.
I think there's only a handful of teams that actually.
Pete, stop staring at me. He's been staring at me this whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. He just didn't do enough research.
Look at him.
Plain and simple. Well, I got to get this damn jacket off because it's killing me right now.
I'm
So
outta here.
we're gonna wrap it up.
I'm outta here.
I'm Mo with the gimpy leg. That's Curly, or
You switched it.
I switched it. That's all right. We'll be back every single week. That'll do it for this week's episode. Goodbye.